A long time ago, there was a beautiful king by the name of King Janaka. And he was said to be a wise king. And it is said that one day when he went to sleep, he dreamt in his sleep that a king from another kingdom had come and attacked him and had burnt his whole city, killed all his soldiers, and everybody was annihilated, and he was the only one left, and he ran away for the sake of his life to the forest to preserve himself. While he was still being chased by soldiers, he managed to escape, but when he arrived in the forest, he was so hungry after days of hiding that he knew he was going to die. So he collected some vegetables and some fruits, and as he was about to eat this meal which would save his life, it is said wild animals came and stampeded across where he was sitting, and all the food got squashed and all the food got thrown all over the place. And you find him weeping and crying in this dream because he knew he's going to die now because there's no food. And suddenly when he starts weeping, he wakes up and he finds that there are tears in his eyes. He calls his wisest man and he says, I want to ask you a question. These tears which were born out of that dream, is that dream real? Or the fact that I am a king on this throne here, is that real? And the tears are in between. The wise man says, I don't know. So he puts out a proclamation that every wise man should come and try and answer this question, and if they get it right, and if they can satisfy him, he will give them lots of gold. But if they don't, he will imprison them. So many wise men come and try and answer this query, but no one can. There is one man in the kingdom whose son has just been born, and this boy's name is called Ashtavakra. Ashta means 8, Vakra means to be bent. And this child, when he was born, had deformities in 8 places in his body. And Ashtavakra's father goes to try and answer the question because he's very poor. He wants the money, but he also can't satisfy the answer to the king. He doesn't give anything that is real. And so what happens? The king imprisons him. The boy grows up and he says to his mother, where is my father? And he says, he's in prison. Why? And the mother tells him. And the little boy says, I'm going to go and free my father. And this little boy, who is handicapped, manages to drag himself out into the street and go towards the palace and get entrance into the palace. And there are hundreds of wise men lined up to see the king, to try and answer this great mystery. And as he comes in and he tries to climb the steps, because it's his turn, all the wise people, or all the people who are there, supposed to be intellectuals and people who know a lot, start laughing at Ashtavakra, this boy who's deformed, trying to climb up the stairs because he keeps falling down. And as they start laughing, he also laughs, but he laughs so loudly that the other people had to stop. So they say to him, why are you laughing? And he says, why are you laughing? You tell me why you're laughing first, because you started laughing first. Then I'll tell you why I laughed. And all the time King Janaka is watching this. And the people who gathered in the court said, the reason we are laughing is that so many wise people have come over the years to try and answer this great mystery, and they have all failed. There were noble people, learned people, wise people, and they failed. And you, who can't even climb these stairs and is so badly deformed, thinks that you can answer this mystery? That is why we laughed. And he turns around, the boy says, the reason I laugh is because you take this body which is falling down to be the real self. And you are all supposed to be learned. And then he looks at the king and he says to the king, neither is the dream in which your kingdom was destroyed real, Neither is the kingdom that you sit around here now today real. The only thing that is real is the true self.